Morning guys, right, I'm going to start a weekly vlog from this week. So I'm going to show you what my weeks look like on a day-to-day basis. So this week we've got bits and bobs to do. I'm floating around the office and on site just doing bits and bobs. So I'll show you what it is I get up to on a daily basis. Enjoy the journey, woohoo! Right, so we just arrived to our job, me and Brandon are here. What we're doing is just finishing off oiling and putting in place the oak handrails. We've put a cover plate over here, put corners from the bottom, so just sanding it all off with some 400 grit just to give it a nice smoothness. And obviously the base rail, we've done all the caps and stuff like that. We're trying to fit this handrail up now, it's all cut out ready to go. And then we've got this bit up here as well. So this, what we had here, a bit of a problem here. There's a triple beam going right here through the floor joists, right through this way. So what we've done is put a 24mm threaded bar on the base, resined it into the floor, drilled it out of the underside of the post. As you can see now, absolutely solid now. So if you ever get stuck like that, that's always a good way to do it. And then just these 1, 2, 3 doors that have been oiled. So just triple check them. So that's gonna be us for the next couple of hour or two, and then we're off elsewhere. So we've just tacked the handrail in place, and all we're doing now is using some sandpaper, 400p grit. We're just going over the bits that we've oiled. Nothing major, just a once over, like so. And all that does is take any of the little burrs, air bubbles, anything from the atmosphere that's blown onto it. And what it does then is makes it nice and smooth everywhere. So we're just going to do that across all the bits that we've oiled. So the doors, posts, caps, base rails, handrails, to ensure it's all nice and smooth. And then any bits that we need to give it one more coat, job done. So we're using this here, Osmo, which is the best brand for all the oils, the oak and stuff like that, any wood materials. Okay, so the Osmo door oil, that's what we use. And all you use is, you can use a brush, roller, some microfiber cloths, depending on which one you're using. But ideally for the first and second coat, you need a brush or a roller to start with. And then from there, if you need to just nib over a little bit, you can use a microfiber cloth, but ensure it's dust free, no little bits are on it, alright? And then just triple check everything. Once it's all gone off again, you've got to wait 24 hours for it to soak in. So absorb into the timber, 24 hours later, another coat, eat, sleep, repeat. So this handrail, you've got a Morse and tenon going inside here, into the post, and then up here, because it's an odd shape, you've got 3 screws, so 1, 2, 3, going up into the floor joists. Okay, and as you can see, it's solid. And all we've done now is we've made a template out of 6mm ply for this glass to ensure it's perfect. So what we've allowed for is a 15mm gap off the post, in between, so it's just 2 panes going up here. So a 15mm gap in between the two, and then a 15mm gap at the top. So that's been sent off. So as soon as the glass comes back, we can fit them in place. All we've done, so basically up here, in this groove, you've got about 40mm to go up. And you've got about 15 down here, into the base rail. So all we've done is allowed, so when we fit the glass, it's going to go up into here, high enough, so we can drop it in at the bottom, and then drop it down into place. So then it'll be 10-15mm higher, into the handrail. You allow that extra room, basically just to lift up, and drop it down into place, so it still holds itself into place. So Brandon's just run over the microfiber cloth now, the bits that we just run over the 400 grit. So it's all nice and smooth now. As you can see around the perimeters where we've been oiling, Brandon's fitted frog tape. He's also put them on the hinges. The reason we use frog tape is because it's got a paint block technology, which basically means any paint or anything that goes onto it, residue, you peel it off and it comes with the tape. It doesn't cut off, you know, like crisscross, zigzagged, bitty, shitty. Basically just peel it off and it's nice and clean. That's why we've used it everywhere. So once we've done, peeled all that up, and it's all perfect, ready to go. Right, I just filled the beauty up, 82 fucking quid. So I'm off to the office quickly now, sort out some bits, do some pricing some jobs, other bits and bobs to go. So let's go now. Right, so I've just quickly come home. I've got dressed because I hate coming home and sitting around and walking around in my work clothes. So what I've done is I got back, quickly fitted these thresholds. What do you see? Because I was sick of looking at them in my fucking office. I've just been sat there for ages. So I fitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just want to get another one for here, a different one. I'll get it from the tiles down to the laminate flooring. Yeah, I fitted all these nice new black metal thresholds. So what I'm gonna do now is just go in the office. I've got a list of bits to do. What someone I know, Rob from MYHP, he came up with a great idea not long ago. You know, it might help some people. If your head's all over the place and you've got too many things going on at the same time, sit down, write a list. Okay, and once you write your list down, then you can prioritise through the list of the activities or jobs you need to get done, and then you just tick them off one after another. It just, you know, sometimes you overthink stuff. You just sat there and you think, fucking hell, got so much to do, and then you actually don't end up doing anything because you're too bombarded in your head. Try and clear your headspace up. So I've got my setup here, emails on my iPad and other bits I do on there, like trade file stuff, got my phone, got me bits of paper, and also my computer, so I'm going to print off all the bits and bobs. I spend so much time in here, so I've tried to make it as nice as possible. Jungle feel. And then also got this spare computer as well, which I do. I always do my podcast on and stuff like that, which will be coming back out soon. I took a break from the podcast for a bit just to free my head space up a little bit because it was a bit fucking manic. But I've got some cool ideas for the future. So going forward with the podcast, I've got some wicked ideas which I'd love to share with you. Once I get it all up and running and ready to go, you will be updated. Right, so just a little catch up. I've downloaded all the content from the GoPro, so that's gone up onto our Dropbox and our folders. Basically, that is where we put all our content into one folder so everyone can access it. So required people can access it, edit it, get ready to go for uploading, stuff like that. So what I've got to do, as you can see, I'll come back, just get them all sorted out. Basically, it's right faff. Very time consuming, but then also in between that, catching up on emails, and then I'm also pricing jobs, which are the software I've shown you before on my YouTube channel as well. Price up a few of them, get back to emails, printing off invoices, etc. You know, this side of it is boring as fuck, but it's very important. We've got to do it. Make sure you stay on top of your paperwork, guys. So where we're now, 20 to 4, catch up, do these bits. What else have I got to do? I'll check my list in a minute. Can't be asked for it now. But yeah, basically, just keep yourself organised, nice and busy. I'll probably be in here for a bit. Kids will come home from school. So I like to make sure around dinner time, I always spend time with the kids then. You know, a few hours with the kids because it's important. As we never get that time, do we, when we're working so much? So yeah, I play with the kids and do bits and bobs with them, and then after dinner, they'll go to bed later on, and then I'll basically be back in the office, go gym for a bit, and that's it basically. Our lives are so boring and mundane, aren't they? Repetitive. Every single day is the same. But don't forget, you'll get there eventually. Keep doing it. Keep repeating the process. Then you'll keep going, ticking over. It's the only way you'll succeed. Right, so Tuesday morning, I've just quickly dropped off the kids to school because I've got a meeting this morning anyway. I'm catching up with Dean Barton, Master of the Trade. If you haven't seen him, check him out. He's on YouTube and all other social media platforms. Top bloke. So I'm just waiting for a meeting with him at 9 till 10, and then after that, shooting back out, meet Brannon, do some other bits and bobs. So I will take you along. I think we've got what we're doing now. So I'll meet Brannon down the resin steps that we've done, because we're going to render all down the walls instead now. So we've got to do that. So he's got to rectify some bits there, ready to go. And then I've got to go to another meeting, 11 till 12 in Torquay, where 2 of the other lads are already working anyway. So I've got a little catch up there, see what they're doing. Brannon's just finishing off one last coat of oiling on the oak staircase and the doors. And that's all job done, because yesterday we all sanded it all down, so it's all perfect, ready to go. And that's it. So I don't think there's anything else. No. I've got to do my I think I've got to do it today actually. Try and fucking find some time. I've got to do my exam for my fire door inspection. So I've done a fire door inspection course. I've done all the coursework and everything. I've just got to do my test now. So I've got to try and fit that in today before 5 o'clock. Fingers crossed, I'll pass that, and then that'll be another thing that TDD can take on. Fire doors, which we already do, installation of, and then I'll be able to certify them, inspect them, sign them off, keep it all in-house, nice and easy then. So, fingers crossed I bloody pass it now. Right, so I've just finished with Dean. I'm going to go back down to Brixham now, see Brannon, see how he's getting on, and we can crack on with some work for the rest of the day. Before I shoot, got to fill up my water again. Have about 5-6 litres a day, fucking pissing non-stop. Every 2 minutes it's like fucking in the toilet, I'm gonna piss, driving, oh I need another piss, where the fuck can I go? But it's all good. Losing the belly. That's the plan anyway. So I'm about a stone down now, so I've been doing some training with tradesman's coach, Joe Yaxley. Really, really good. Check him out if you haven't seen him on socials. But very, very helpful. Right, so we're just at the resin steps job. All we're doing, because they want us to get this, someone else was going to render this now, but we're going to get it all finished off. He was going to put 6mm coating over it all, but I've suggested I'll put these stainless beads around the perimeter to match what we've done here. So it'll bring it off, it'll get a lot nicer finish instead of this. Yeah, so basically have a nice, see this front face here, that'll be sticking out here all the way around. And then that will enable to have a nice, clean finish going all the way down. So all we're doing, just where there was so much concrete there, it's just bellied out slightly. We'll just flatten it off, make sure it's perfect, ready for rendering, and then that's it. So Brannon's just finishing that off today, and that's ready to go, but obviously we've protected the resin, so we don't want any shit going in there. So I'm just going to quickly run through with it, what needs to be done, make sure it's all done right, tickety-boo, and then I'll go off to my other meeting then. Right, so I just finished my meeting. It's fucking tons of plastering and plasterboarding to do, so getting that booked in and organised now. So I'm just going to go back to Brixham, catch up with Brannon and see how he's getting on now quickly. I scrapped that idea because it was fucking pissing down on the way home. Not on the way home, even on the way to see Brannon, it's fucking pissing down. So I just rang him saying, just leave it mate, because it's going to be pissing down with you in the next 10 minutes. So I've come home. Luckily I did, because I forgot I've got my fire inspection course. I've got my test today, which I forgot about. So luckily I've got till 5 PM to get it done. So I'm jumping on the computer now, get that done. Hopefully, fingers crossed, something else can get passed, done out of the way, and then moving forward, it's something added to the TDD. So fingers crossed. I'll let you know how I get on. God, doing anything like that fucking knackers me right out. Are you the same? Like just sat there looking at the screen, concentrating so much. As soon as you finish, you're like, whew. Anyway, I fucking passed. Yes. So got 85%. So that's 17 questions out of 20 that I got right. So now I have. This is to certify that myself, Tony, has passed the fire door inspection course on July 25th and is valid for 3 years. Hey! So now I've done that. Sean's already done his fire door installation course, and he's got a certificate for that. He knew how to do it before, but it's obviously getting the qualifications, the certification, etc. So now we're fully ready to go. I've just got to get everything else set up and into place, and that's something else that we can crack on with now. Right, so we're on Wednesday, and it's pretty much pointless today because I've been looking after the kids all day. What are we now? 5:45. So I thought, pointless record anything because you ain't going to be wanting to watch me run around the park with the kids and stuff. So tomorrow will be a better day. It'll be some more content, but it'll only be half a day because I've got a wedding after. So I've picked the best week ever, I think, to start doing a weekly vlog, haven't I? Oh well. Anyway, see you in the morning. Right, Thursday morning. Brandon's just turned up now. Here he is. Hey! Just going down the stores, pick up some bits, come back, go down to another job then. Then I've got to go to a wedding later. Here he is. Oh, big Shugs. We're just getting some offcuts of board that we got just to chuck on our shelf, so when we go on site, we're going to take these on site and just stack all our tools, any bits and bobs, fixings and that on there. We're just sorting out the fucking stores a little bit, because everything gets chucked in the fucking doorway, you can't walk in. So it's taking us 5 minutes. It's all sorted, but as you can see, it's just shit everywhere. So I'm just shifting all this down here out of the way. So you've got more room to walk in. All the G-deck here. Got a 40-foot container and it's full. So that's what we're doing now, just quickly sorting bits out. Get bits sorted out, ready to go. And then we're going brick some, we'll put some stainless beads around the resin steps, ready for rendering. Job done, because as usual, it's fucking raining again. So doing stuff like this, perfect for Brandon to start learning. It's only for shelves for at work, so nothing special. So perfect for him to give the opportunity for him to start learning how to cut it, mark it, how it works, best ways to do it. That's why we're doing that. Big Shugs here. He's learning to be a carpenter. We've given him an Irish tape measure, an Irish pencil. Right. He wants to see how he gets on camera. Don't you, mate? Oh, yeah. Bit much stronger then. Stuff they said before says about 4 mil. After a while, he just starts bellying down. It's crap. So I've got some offcuts here, so just chuck them down now. So we put toolboxes on there, anything like that, anything heavy, strong boys, anything we need on site. Got 2 of these that are spare from inside the stores. So then when we're doing a big job now, I just take these on site and leave them there. All the tools will be there ready to go, so no one's got no excuses why nothing's on site. Another way to be more organised. Right, so we're just back at the resin job. What we're doing now is rendering this concrete wall. So someone's coming in to do a K-rend 6mm coat over the top. What we're doing is packing it out to suit. Because there's so much concrete here, there's a slight few areas where there's a little bit of deviation, which we've taken back. We're going to scratch back over that, scratch coat the whole lot. 15mm out. So we've got these trims here. As you can imagine, the trims will look a lot nicer all the way up then. Going to be rendered out to flush, and then there's the handrails going up down the side. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing the trims here, and Brandon's just finishing off the last little bits on that. Job done. Good morning, everyone. So it's Friday, end of the week. I had my wedding last night, which was really, really good, and the whole day actually. So really enjoyed that. Today, again, shock, shit weather. I'm at home in the office doing stuff today. I used to do every single Friday at home in the office, catch up with all the paperwork, pricing up jobs, etc., all the bits and bobs. Save doing it every single night because it's just absolute ball ache. So that's what I'm doing today, catching up on all those bits. So yeah, I've sort of chose a crappy week, haven't I, really, to start my weekly vlog, but oh well, is what it is. But next week we have got loads going on. So we're going to a building in Torquay where Sean is full-time with Jack. We're all jumping over there, so there's going to be 7 of us over there next week for the foreseeable. Plasterboarding, plastering. There's 14 flats to do, so yeah, tons to do. So we'll be over there. So I'll be getting lots of content, lots of plastering content, stuff like that really, little tips, tricks. If you check our socials out, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn as also, we'll give you little tips and tricks on there with plastering, boarding and framing, stuff like that. But apart from that, I don't want to bore you too much with just office stuff. I might show you a couple of little bits and bobs if I find something helpful or some information that I think might be useful for you guys. But apart from that, enjoy your weekend. See you next week.